Elon Musk once said, "If you work 50 hours a week and I work 100, guess what? In 4 months, I'll achieve what takes you a year." Now, picture this: sleeping at the office, showering at the YMCA, and spending every waking second working. That was Elon Musk in the early days. No luxury, no shortcuts, just relentless effort. Most people dream of success, but how many are truly willing to put in 120-hour work weeks, endure failure after failure, and keep pushing forward even when the whole world doubts them? Elon Musk did. His companies teetered on the brink of collapse. Tesla was running out of money. SpaceX had suffered 3 consecutive rocket launch failures. People told him to quit, but instead of giving up, he went all in, risking everything. What happened next? It changed the world. This is the story of how Elon Musk defied all limits. And you need to hear this. Elon Musk once revealed that his workload had surged from around 70 to 80 hours per week to an exhausting 120 hours. His days became a relentless cycle of sleeping, waking up, working, and repeating. 7 days a week. There was no alternative. He had to sustain this grueling pace for an extended period. Working 16-hour days, constantly flying from place to place, sitting through endless meetings, and enduring relentless criticism. At one point, his wife asked, "Why are you still working? What are you even here for?" But to Elon, the answer was simple. What he was doing mattered. It had a profound impact on the future of humanity. With Tesla, he believed the company had played a crucial role in accelerating the shift towards sustainable energy. Before Tesla, electric cars were virtually non-existent. Yet, through unwavering effort, the industry has transformed. Now, nearly every major automaker is racing to invest in electric vehicle technology. It's a monumental leap forward, though the global transition to a clean energy economy is far from complete. And that, he believes, is Tesla's true mission. With SpaceX, Elon Musk carried an unshakable belief that humanity needed a future filled with hope and long-term sustainability. He was convinced that for our species to survive and thrive, we must become a multi-planetary civilization. The Earth has existed for approximately 4.2 billion years, and the universe itself formed 13.8 billion years ago. Yet, in just the last 5,000 years, humans have only recently invented writing. When viewed on the grand scale of evolution, all of humanity's achievements amount to nothing more than a fleeting moment. Elon likened our civilization's accomplishments to a small candle flickering in an infinite darkness, fragile, vulnerable, and easily extinguished if left unprotected. And he believed it was humanity's responsibility to ensure that this light never goes out. When he was still studying in Silicon Valley, working in a completely different field while launching his first startup, Elon faced a pivotal choice: continue his graduate studies or devote everything to his company. In the end, he chose to put school on hold and focus entirely on building his business. Even though his biggest challenge at the time was that he had no money. Back then, in Silicon Valley, renting a tiny office was actually cheaper than leasing an apartment. So, he settled for a rundown, leaking office. A space so dreadful it was almost unimaginable. But he didn't just work there, he lived there. For months, he slept on the floor, showered at the YMCA, and pushed forward with nothing but sheer determination. One of the main reasons they chose that particular office, aside from the low cost, was its location, directly above an internet service provider. To cut expenses, they drilled a hole in the floor and connected their servers directly. It was an unconventional solution, but it was exactly the kind of resourcefulness that would define Musk's relentless pursuit of innovation. Elon has always believed that to achieve success, especially as an entrepreneur, you have to work relentlessly. But what does work relentlessly truly mean? When he and his brother started their first company, instead of renting an apartment, they rented a tiny office and slept on the couch. They were so broke that they only had one computer. During the day, It ran their website. At night, Elon used it for coding, 7 days a week, non-stop. During that time, he had a girlfriend, but if they wanted to be together, she had to sleep at the office too. Every waking second of Elon's life was dedicated to his company. He once said, "If you really want success, do the math. If someone works 50 hours a week and you work 100, then in a year, you'll accomplish twice as much as they do." When asked when she first realized her son was different, Elon Musk's mother replied, "At 3 years old, he had an astonishing ability to reason. I didn't understand how he could think so fast. There was a time when he was being bullied, and I decided to enroll him in school early, even though they objected because he was the youngest in class. But I knew he needed intellectual stimulation sooner. The most remarkable thing wasn't just that he absorbed knowledge. It was that he knew how to apply it. Many child prodigies never figure out how to move forward in life. But Elon, he was different. When asked if he would ever trade places with Elon Musk, he responded that no one would actually want to be him. When pressed on why, he simply smiled and said that most people wouldn't enjoy it. But then, could they be him? The question made him pause before answering quietly, "That sounds like a superhero origin story. But, do you really want to be Spider-Man? Or do you just want to sleep soundly in Gotham City, hoping someone else out there is doing the job?" One of the hardest things, he admitted, was never being able to turn off his mind. Sometimes, it seemed like a superpower. But what if it never stopped? When everyone else left, Elon Musk remained alone, sitting in the bathroom, brushing his teeth, with hundreds of ideas endlessly spinning in his head. From the age of 5 or 6, Elon Musk knew he was different. At that young age, he even questioned whether he was insane, because no one around him seemed to have a mind that was constantly exploding with ideas like his. They didn't think like he did. They didn't talk about these things all the time. And that's when he realized, maybe they don't even perceive the world the way I do. It was a strange, isolating feeling, like he was someone completely different. Elon grew up in an extremely violent environment, though he was never the type to start fights, except for one argument with his brother. He endured countless beatings, sometimes nearly to the point of death. According to him, if you've never been punched straight in the face, you will never understand what that truly feels like. For decades, aerospace experts dismissed Elon Musk, claiming he didn't know what he didn't know. He admitted that this applied to everyone. After all, how can anyone be aware of what they don't yet understand? But whenever someone told him, "You can't do that," Elon's response was always the same: "We already did." As SpaceX grew, legends like Neil Armstrong and Gene Cernan publicly opposed his commercial spaceflight program. That devastated him. These were his heroes, the very people who had inspired him to pursue aerospace. It was painful to see those he admired stand against what he was building. He wished they would visit SpaceX, see firsthand the work he and his team were doing. He believed that if they saw it for themselves, they might change their minds. He had hoped for their support, but instead of trying to prove anything to them, his real mission was to revolutionize space travel, to make it more accessible to people around the world and push the boundaries of what was possible. However, Elon Musk's vision wasn't limited to space. He pursued meaningful challenges, because solving them was hard. To him, the most important thing was creating value for others. He wanted to maximize humanity's chances for an exciting future, one where people could truly live with passion and purpose. With Tesla, Elon and his team weren't just building electric cars. They were creating something people would genuinely love. He asked a simple but profound question: how many things do you buy that you truly love, that genuinely bring you joy? And the answer: very few. Very, very few. Elon Musk once said, "Making products that people truly love, that's what we strive for." But achieving that came at an unimaginable cost. When asked about the hardest period of his career, Musk admitted that the most brutal challenge he ever faced was Tesla's near collapse during the Model 3 production crisis. The company was hemorrhaging money. If they didn't fix the issues fast, Tesla wouldn't survive. And finding a solution wasn't easy. At one point, Tesla was less than 2 months away from complete failure. In those desperate times, Musk worked 7 days a week, living in the factory. He wasn't just overseeing operations. He was on the production floor himself, working in the paint shop, assembling vehicles, and welding frames. He had no choice. A single mistake could mean the end of Tesla. Musk later admitted, "No one should work this much. It's not healthy. People shouldn't push themselves to this extreme." It was an incredibly painful experience. When asked how he felt during that time, he said, "It made my brain hurt. It crushed my heart. I don't recommend anyone work like this. I only did it because if I hadn't, Tesla probably wouldn't be here today." For Elon Musk, working insanely hard isn't a choice. It's a necessity if you want to succeed. He once shared a simple formula. You have to work like hell. You need to put in 80 to 100 hours per week. If you do that, your odds of success increase significantly. Just think about it. If others work 40 hours a week and you work 100, even if you have the same goal, you'll achieve in 4 months what takes them a year. How does someone without an aerospace engineering degree become the chief technology officer of a space company? According to Musk, his background in physics helped him tremendously. But most of what he knows came from self-learning. Reading books, speaking with experts, and working alongside an extraordinary team. He openly admitted, "I don't have an aerospace degree. I just read a lot of books, talked to a lot of smart people, and built a great team." When asked about the most critical factor in building a successful company, Musk emphasized, "If you're starting a company or joining one, the most important thing is attracting great people. A company, after all, is just a group of people working together to create a product or service. The success of that company depends on whether the people are talented, hardworking, and focused on the right goal. So if you want to build a great company, do everything you can to bring in the best people." At the beginning of his entrepreneurial journey, Musk didn't even want his friends to invest in his company. "I didn't want them to lose money, so I thought, I'll just bet my own." But even with the fortune he made from selling PayPal, he quickly reached the brink of survival. He initially budgeted for 3 test launches at SpaceX. With $180 million, he believed he had enough to fund SpaceX, Tesla, and SolarCity. He planned to allocate half to those ventures and keep $90 million as a safety net. A seemingly large sum, but in reality, he had put everything on the line, and he nearly lost it all. Musk quickly learned that everything costs more and takes longer than expected. When faced with a dire financial crisis, he had to make a life or death decision. Invest every last dollar he had or watch Tesla and SpaceX collapse. With no other options, he went all in. Even borrowing money from friends. SpaceX survived by the skin of its teeth. Tesla, too. Had things gone just slightly differently, neither company would exist today. One of the toughest decisions of Musk's life came in 2008, when he had only about $30 or $40 million left. He stood at a crossroads. Pour everything into one company, ensuring the other would die, or split the money between Tesla and SpaceX, risking both failing together. To Musk, these companies weren't just businesses. They were his son, his life's work. The thought of letting one of them starve was unbearable. So he made the impossible choice. He split his remaining money between Tesla and SpaceX. By sheer determination and a little luck, both companies survived the darkest period of their existence. When SpaceX suffered 3 consecutive launch failures, many wondered if Elon Musk ever considered giving up. But to him, the answer was always the same: never. He was resolute. "I never give up. I will only stop when I'm dead or completely incapacitated." If the 4th launch failed, it would be the end. SpaceX had no more resources for a fifth attempt. Failure wasn't just a possibility, it was inevitable. Elon Musk knew that most people weren't betting on him to win. He once compared his situation to a lone child facing off against a team of sumo wrestlers. Normally, the sumo wrestlers win, but every now and then, a small company defies the odds. And Musk believed this was one of those rare moments. For him, the ultimate priority was finding ways to make the future brighter. He envisioned a world where humanity wasn't confined to Earth but could reach beyond. Exploring the stars, expanding civilization. It was an idea that both inspired and drove him forward every single day. Elon Musk believes that everyone needs something to look forward to each morning. Something that makes life worth living. A future where humanity remains forever trapped on Earth, never venturing beyond, would be a dull and uninspiring existence. He laid out two possible paths for humanity. 1. We stay bound to this planet, never expanding beyond what we already know. Or 2. We push forward, set foot among the stars, and turn science fiction into reality. A future where spaceships carry humans to distant planets, where our understanding of existence surpasses every boundary, where human consciousness isn't limited to a single civilization, but spreads across planets, star systems, and new worlds. That is a future worth fighting for. That is the dream Musk and his team are working tirelessly to make a reality. Elon Musk is neither a lucky genius nor an impractical dreamer. He is proof that relentless effort, fearless risk-taking, and an unbreakable will to succeed can change the world. Had he given up after his early failures, Tesla and SpaceX would not exist, and the world would never have seen the incredible progress they have made. So, the question is, are you willing to work twice as hard, persist 3 times longer, and believe in yourself the way he did? Because in the end, success isn't about the resources you start with, it's about how far you're willing to go to turn your vision into reality. If this video inspired you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you won't miss the next story. See you in the next video.